It's the Crosstown Trivia Classic here on 120, a Chicago Cubs podcast. If you watched the last episode, this is episode 2 of the bracket play between Mikey Fornelli and Liam Lyons. First match where we have an actual true crosstown rivalry, and on top of that, 2 Illinois State students as well. Mikey Fornelli, if you don't know him, then you probably haven't been keeping up with 120 Chicago Cubs podcast. He is
Maybe they're new. Maybe they're new because of this show.
Exactly.
That's okay.
He is my co-host on 120, and Liam, a journalism student here at Illinois State University. If you guys want to introduce yourself, do a little formal welcome to our audience. Go ahead, Mikey. I'll start with you, even though they should probably know you by now, but go ahead.
Oh, come on. You're too nice. I'm Mikey. As Ben mentioned, I'm the host of the 120 podcast, have been since February. I work for the student radio station here at Illinois State. I dressed business formal today because I'm compensating for what many people will probably assume to be a stellar performance today. And when in reality, I'm not a walking encyclopedia like Ben or Dom in the last episode, or what I'm assuming Liam to be. So I'm going to have to really shock the world today if I'm going to do it. I'm going to beat the cheating allegations now because I'm going to watch this with my friends on Friday, I'm sure. And they're going to say, oh, he was looking up stuff on his phone, looking down. Okay, this goes to my bed all the way over there, and I won't open another window. I swear. So I'm excited for this. Go Cubs forever. I got some props ready, and I'll bat it over to Liam.
Hey everyone, I'm Liam Lyons. I've been a guest before on the 120 pod. True White Sox fan. Go Southside, and even though we're struggling, but I appreciate being on this. And Mikey, my phone's right here. It's going away too. So both of us are not cheating today, and I'm really excited for this.
The field is level.
If you guys did not watch the last episode, Dom came away with an 11-5 win over David and Ethan, the only technical team of the tournament. They're my roommates. They wanted to be a team. It's all good. They gave their best effort. They looked pretty good at some points. They gave us some very memorable moments on top of that. But if you are new to this, I will give you the rundown of how this goes. 9 questions for each side, 18 total questions on the board, all Chicago sports related. But because it's a Crosstown Trivia Classic, it's a baseball podcast. It is majority baseball. So Mikey will get 5 questions related to the Cubs, while Liam will get 5 questions related to the White Sox. There are steals on the board. So unlike last match where you had 3 White Sox fans dueling it out with all White Sox questions, Mikey will be able to steal White Sox questions, and vice versa. Liam will be able to steal Cubs questions. Each round of trivia is 1 minute on the clock. If they can't answer it in that 1 minute, it goes over to the next person for 30 seconds, or if they miss it, 30 seconds for the steal. So am I missing anything else? I don't think so.
I think you're good.
Yeah.
You introduced yourself, right?
I did. I'm Benjamin Hudy. Hello.
Okay,
I guess
good.
I didn't. Yes. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, folks. I'm Benjamin Hudy. If you didn't know that by now, I'm constructing this tournament. Here we go. 9 rounds of trivia, 18 total questions. We're going to start with baseball first, and we're going to start with Mr. Liam Lyons first on the board. Let me just get my timer ready. All right, Liam, are you ready?
Ready.
Minute once I ask the question, and you could ask for repeats as well.
Okay.
In 2019, this basketball legend called one broadcast with Jason Benetti. Who was it?
I'm going to go Stacey Kane.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, because I remember they had a Bulls Sox podcast. I mean, not podcast, game call, Bulls Sox tape.
That is incorrect on that one. Mikey,
has called it
over to you for 30 seconds. I'll repeat the question really quick.
Yeah.
In 2019, this basketball legend called one broadcast with Jason Benetti. Who was it?
Chuck Swirsky?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is also incorrect.
It's not a broadcaster, is it?
The correct answer, it actually is a broadcaster, a college basketball broadcaster, Bill Walton, if you remember that one correctly.
Oh,
they have a podcast together. I should have known. I should have known.
They were wearing.
I forgot Bill Walton called one. Yeah.
Neon colored shirts. They had it. They seemed like they had a great time. It was a fun broadcast to listen into. I guess I could have been more specific with that question on the Stacey
King
thing, but I thought that was majority knowledge.
Hope people have the under in this trivia today.
Over to Mikey now. A similar question in some sort. Very odd question. This beloved children's show character notably sang the 7th inning stretch in 2019. Who was that character? A minute on the clock.
I think I know it, but I want to make sure I'm not too confident. Is it Cookie Monster?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. Cookie
Right.
Monster sang the 7th inning stretch at the Cubs game in 2019. You know, all before. Oh, wait, no, that was prior to the fire sale. So never mind.
Yeah.
That was a fun 7th inning stretch when Cookie Monster did that. Mikey on the board, 1-0. And now we're going to go over to the Chicago Blackhawks. Each of you guys get Chicago Blackhawks questions. And let me just, this one's a little bit different than last week. It's not necessarily players, but it's more, I guess it's based on postseason runs. You have to name the missing team in their Stanley Cup postseason run. So I'll go over to Liam first. And this is in no order either. So Liam, the Stanley Cup run was 2015. What team is missing from their Stanley Cup run? Wild, Lightning, Predators, and there's one other team that's missing out of that group. A minute on the clock.
You said Wild, Lightning, and Predators?
Yes, and there's one team missing. 2015 Stanley Cup.
Lightning, Predators. I feel like I'm going to get this wrong. Let me think. Wild, Lightning. Can I go? I'm going to go, I might get this wrong. Boston?
Is that your final answer?
I'm going to go Boston.
That is incorrect. It is not Boston. Over to Mikey, 30-second steal. I'll say one more time. Fill in the blank or the missing team on the 2015 Stanley Cup run. Lightning, Wild, Predators, and who else? 30 seconds on the clock.
Anaheim, the Ducks.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. The Anaheim Ducks, they beat them in a 6-game series, if I'm not wrong.
I think that was the conference finals.
Yes,
I remember
it was
watching it in my basement.
It's the conference finals to go to the championship. So 2-0 Mikey, as he's going to get a similar question, but it's 2013 Stanley Cup run. What team is missing from this Stanley Cup run, Mikey? Bruins, Red Wings, Kings, and who else? A minute on the clock.
Bruins, Detroit, LA. So they would have beaten, it was 13. They beat Boston in the Cup finals. Kings in the conference finals, I'm sure. Detroit was when like Hossa left the penalty box, or Seabrook, one of the two, and had that great goal. They always beat up on Minnesota. The Wild. Is
that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. Mikey,
nice.
Off to a 3-0 lead. Gets both Blackhawks questions. Those ones were, I thought those were some pretty good, solid questions.
Those were good. I was surprised I got one, if not both.
All right, let's bring it back to baseball now. Over to Liam for his White Sox question. Liam, in 2017, the White Sox traded Todd Frazier, David Robertson, and another reliever to the Yankees in return for prospects. Who was that last reliever that got traded? A minute on the clock.
Robertson, Todd Frazier. What do you think? Is this guy still in the league?
I can't answer that question. I'm sorry.
You're good. Just figured I would ask. Shoot. Gosh, go back, man. I'm going to be off to a rough start. Todd Frazier, David Robertson. And Robertson was there.
30 seconds remaining.
Okay. Shoot, 15, man, I'm out.
15 seconds.
I can't think of an answer. I'm looking awful right now. I actually can't. 2017 was a weird.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Incorrect for Liam. Over to Mikey. Mikey, if you just
wasn't there a really similar question for Dom and your boys? I was the other day.
Yeah,
about the same trade.
It is revolved around the same trade.
So the answer was probably in that question. I just don't remember it.
It was not. I made sure not to.
Okay.
In 2017, the White Sox traded Todd Frazier, David Robertson, and another reliever to the Yankees in return for prospects. Who was the third reliever? 30 seconds on the clock.
I can't even make an educated guess. Yankees reliever from the White Sox? I don't know. I'm going to punt on it too. I have no idea. I don't want to embarrass myself with guess like somebody who's immaculate grid, never been on either.
That is incorrect for both guys. It was actually a player that is still in the league. He's been a journeyman ever since then. Tommy Kahnle. If you remember him. Liam.
I would not have got that, bro. Holy Tommy Kahnle. Jeez.
Pretty random.
No, I'm sorry.
Let me take a pause, a timeout. Ben, how do you think of that for a question? Do you just like here, like, do you just look at like transactions for like the Todd Frazier trade, which has been like a focal point for this series so far, and been like, oh yeah, Tommy Kahnle, there's a real buzzword.
When I first came up with this idea, that was the first question that I came up with. I swear to God.
Really?
Yes.
That was not a paid ad for me to ask that, by the way.
No, that was the first question that I came up with because I was like, it's perfect because everyone remembers Frazier and Robertson, and whoever the last guy was, which is Tommy Kahnle.
Yeah, if you had asked like if it was Todd Frazier and who else, I would have said David Robertson right away. But like Tommy Kahnle, man, holy.
I feel like he was known enough, but it's all good. 3-0.
Yeah, that's me.
3-0 start for Mikey. He's going to get his Cubs question. In the 15-16 offseason, the Cubs sent Starlin Castro to the Yankees in return for this pitcher. He was later sent back to the Yankees that season as part of their Aroldis Chapman deal. Who was it? A minute on the clock.
Oh, man. My immediate instinct was Mike Montgomery when he started talking, but I know that he was obviously around past the Chapman trade. I have no idea. Rondon? No, he was around. That's what I'm going to say it anyway, but I know that's wrong.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Hector Rondon's your final answer?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. Over to Liam now. I'll repeat the question, then you got 30 seconds on the clock. In the 15-16 offseason, the Cubs sent Starlin Castro to the Yankees in return for this pitcher. He was later sent back to the Yankees that season as part of the Aroldis Chapman deal. Who was it?
And I know this is not cheating, but Mikey, you said Rondon or
Hector Rondon, yeah.
Rondon, okay. Sorry, Montana, the Yankees.
Who was on the World Series team? I'm pretty sure. I don't know where that came from for me, but
yeah.
10 seconds remaining, Liam.
I'm gonna go. This is probably wrong. Is it? Not. No way. I'm gonna say this. You guys are both gonna laugh at me. Is it Quintana? It's not Quintana. That's my final. Yeah.
That's incorrect. It is not Jose Quintana. Mikey, I don't know if you remember this guy. Swingman. He was a bullpen and starter for a little bit in the Cubs that year. Adam Warren.
Okay. Yeah. I remember the last name. Yep.
Adam Warren is the correct answer for that one.
But yeah. I wouldn't have guessed it in a million tries, but I remember the name how'd you say it. Dom's gonna eat either of us alive, whoever wins this.
Yeah. Must I say though, these have been some good questions. This is really brain buster right here, man.
Yeah.
Mikey off to a 3-0 lead as we go over to the Chicago Bulls. Bulls. I know, Mikey, this is not his strong suit. Could be for Liam, though. Liam, in 2014, the Bulls made the playoffs as the number 4 seed. They lost in 5 games to what team in the first round? A minute on the clock.
2014. So we had last year of Rose was 15. I think the last year Rose was 15, so it's a year prior. In the first round, you said?
Yes, in 5 games.
5 games.
The Bulls were the number 4 seed that year. 30 seconds remaining.
I'm going to go Cleveland.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. It is not the Cleveland Cavaliers. Over to Mikey. 30 seconds after I repeat the question. In 2014, the Bulls made the playoffs as the number 4 seed. They lost in 5 games to what team in the first round?
My roommate Tim's gonna know this. He always knows the random basketball stuff. When we watch this, here's his chance to say this before I do when we're rewatching. Detroit.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. It is the Washington Wizards. I don't know if you guys remember that series.
No John Wall.
Nene went crazy. I'm pretty sure Paul Pierce was on that team as well. Weird Wizards team. That one like cursed my childhood because I knew it was getting towards the end of the Rose era. Okay, over to Mikey. Another similar question. Mikey, the Bulls made the playoffs as an 8 seed during the 2017 playoffs. They lost in 6 games to what team in the first round? Minute on the clock.
Repeat one more time.
The Bulls made the playoffs as an 8 seed during the 2017 playoffs.
Yeah.
They lost in 6 games to what team in the first round?
I went to one of these games, so if I get this wrong, I'm gonna be a laughing stock. I went for my brother's birthday in April. It was Boston, right? It was with Isaiah Thomas, and they were chanting. It was the Celtics.
That is correct.
Nice.
I wish I would have known that, and I would have flipped the questions. But 4-0, Mikey. He gets his Bulls question.
It's one of 2 Bulls games I ever went to, and as Ben mentioned, I think that was going to be my weakest spot for this trivia. But
unreal stuff.
I knew that one, dude. I was ready. Sorry, though.
All right, Liam, over to you. White Sox. See if you could bounce back here. Still close match. Still plenty of points on the board.
Yep.
Liam, this is the career path one. I don't know if you saw that in the last match, but it's career paths. Okay. Which former White Sox and current Major League infielder has had this career path? Pittsburgh, Detroit, Washington, Oakland, White Sox, Phillies. A minute on the clock. If you want me to repeat, I'll do it one more time.
Pittsburgh, Washington, and then
Pittsburgh, Detroit, Washington,
Detroit,
Oakland, Washington, Oakland, White Sox, Philadelphia.
Josh Harrison.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. Liam Lyons on the board with his first point.
You said Philadelphia, and I remember that because I was waiting all off season to give him like a $2 million deal, and we said no, and here he is in Philly. Now we got Elvis Andrews. But okay, sorry. Go ahead, continue.
No good. No, you're good, bro.
So hyped.
All right, over to you, Mikey. Similar question.
Yep.
Which former Cub and now retired pitcher had this career path? Philadelphia, Texas, Chicago, Atlanta. A minute on the clock.
Cole Hamels?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. Cole Hamels on that one. 5-1, Mikey. Getting another Cubs question right. Now we're going to go over to the Chicago Bears. Could be plenty of points, potentially a swing on this one. Here we go. Liam.
All right.
That was my prop.
Look at your prop. I'll get a prop too.
I had a Blackhawks hat too, but I forgot to put it on for the Hawks question. I was too locked in. Now I have a little bit of a lead. Oh,
Go
nice
prop.
prop. I like it. I like it.
Here we go. Liam. In 2018, the Chicago Bears signed this speedy slot wide receiver to a 2-year deal where he would be the primary number 2 wideout throughout that season. Who was it? Minute on the clock.
2018. That was the first year that we had Patterson.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. It is not Cordero Patterson. Mikey, 30 seconds.
I wanted to say that too.
Mikey,
I wanted to say that too because I thought that was the answer when it was Mike Davis or whatever the Bears question was last week.
I think Dom said Mike Davis.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I might know this one then. It's over.
Mikey, here we go. In 2018, the Bears signed this speedy slot wide receiver to a 2-year deal where he would be the primary number 2 wideout throughout that season. Who was it? 30 seconds on the clock.
Well, the number 1 would have been AR. I don't think it would have been Amos, Adrian Amos. Was that too early for that? Final answer.
That is incorrect. Adrian Amos was a safety.
Oh shit! Who am I thinking of?
I think.
Do you know who it is, Liam?
Is it Miller?
No, that's what my roommate thought when I told him that question. It's Taylor Gabriel. I don't know if you guys remember him.
Oh, he was the number 2 that whole season?
Basically,
Or he was
yeah.
going to be? Okay,
I mean,
wow.
we had no
Yeah.
wide receivers that year besides
Yeah,
Allen
you're
Robinson.
right. We had like nobody. But yeah, that's who my next guess was. I thought Miller because he was there for a while. Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Thinking of somebody else with the A in the last name. I don't know, whatever. Too late.
7 points. 7 points remaining on the board, Liam. There's still a chance you could come back if you could get some Cubs questions correct, or get some of these niches as well.
He's only down 4.
Still the Bears for Mikey.
Yep.
If you want to keep that hat on or not.
I already threw it, and then it gave bad luck. I got to stay on one side of the ball.
Crazy that you brought this guy up, because in 2019, the Bears signed this safety to try and replace Adrian Amos, who had left for the Packers. He only played 1 season with Chicago. Who was it? A minute on the clock. That is correct. Clinton Dix.
There's no way. That's just dumb luck. This is going to look so rigged that the 2 podcast hosts, I have such a terrible guess on the steal, and then that's the question.
It was a good one, man. Clinton Dix, man.
Killing me.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right, Liam, over to you. White Sox.
All right.
Here we go. In 2017, the White Sox signed this catcher to a 2-year, $17 million deal. He proceeded to have a pitiful 2-year career with the White Sox, where he also got suspended for 80 games during his time with the Sox. Who was it?
I'm going to go Omar Narvaez.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is incorrect. It is not Omar Narvaez. Over to Mikey, 30 seconds. In 2017, the White Sox signed this catcher to a 2-year, $17 million deal. He proceeded to have a pitiful 2-year career with the White Sox, where he also got suspended 80 games during his time with the Sox. Who was it?
I think this man's a former Cub. Wellington Castillo.
That is correct. I was ready to say the Crosstown answer to it or whatever, but it is.
I'm going to credit research for that one. I was looking at some old rosters today just because after watching the first episode, I was like, Ben's going to do some random recall questions for the Cubs is what I was like looking back at like 2014. But
give this man his prep time.
Yeah.
4 points, 5 points, 4 on the board. Liam, it's out of reach now, but we might as well keep playing.
For fun,
yeah, we might as well keep playing because this is a lot of fun.
Math.
Over to Jersey math for Liam. You ready, Liam?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All addition.
Okay.
And it's for people that don't know what Jersey math is, it's their time with that Chicago sports team. Here we go, Liam. Mark Burley plus Allen Robinson plus Io Dosunmu. A minute on the clock.
Io Dosunmu, Allen Robinson, and Burley.
Correct.
All right, making sure I just added those numbers right. Final answer, 80.
That is correct. 80
nice.
For Liam. Gets a second point on the board. Makes it 7-2.
What was Burley?
Burley was 56.
Okay. And Io's 0,
12.
right?
No.
12.
What is Io? 12? Okay.
Allen Robinson and Io are both 12.
See, this is the good thing it's already out of reach. I knew Jersey math was going to be my kryptonite here.
All right, Mikey, over to you. Jersey math. John Lackey plus Kyle Fuller plus Patrick Sharp. A minute on the clock.
Well, Sharp is 10, and I'll give Liam that one because I don't know the other two. Hopefully that's not the one that Liam needed. Who is it? It was Lackey and
Kyle Fuller. And Sharpie.
$48.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. Over to Liam. 30 seconds on the clock after I repeat the question. Liam, John Lackey plus Kyle Fuller plus Patrick Sharp. A minute on the clock, or 30 seconds on the clock.
I actually don't even know the number of John Lackey, so
Neither did I.
I'm a just do the math for Sharp and Fuller. Hope you can give me a half point here. That's 43 for those guys. So get a little halfer.
No, come up with one in your head and then just come up with a number. I'm gonna need a final answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
73. I said he was 40.
What was your final answer?
73. I said he was number 40. I don't know John Lackey's number.
It was 72, wasn't Lackey
the answer 74. John Lackey wore number 41.
Okay, I knew he was one off. Okay.
Bro.
Oh, damn.
Dude. That's so close.
Oh, Jesus. Excuse me. There's still 4 points on the board. So if Liam can knock all of these out,
he gets the 6.
We go. Oh, yeah, that is true. That could have been.
Sorry to stop the train. That could have been huge right there with Sharp and Lackey.
That could have been
crucial.
Oh
my God, that was one off of John Lackey. I don't even know his number. Wish my guessing game could be better today.
Or wait, no, 2 points on the board. What am I doing, Ben? Sorry, guys. All right, here we go, Liam.
Right. I'm gonna get eaten alive by Dom.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it. All right. Anyway,
winner of this game goes on to play Dom. Excuse me, Mikey. The winner of this game goes on to play Dom, but we'll play on for 2 more questions left. A White Sox and Cubs question, respectfully. Liam, during the 2020 Wild Card Series, the White Sox hit 3 home runs in Game 1. Adam Engel, Jose Abreu, and which player off Joaquim Soria in the 8th inning?
And this was what year you said?
2020 Wild Card Series.
And that was against Houston.
No, I'll give you that. It was against Oakland. It was against Oakland.
Oh, the Oakland series.
Yeah.
Okay. Engel. You said who else?
Engel, Abreu, and which player off Joaquim Soria?
Engel, Abreu. I'm just writing down numbers on here. I mean, numbers of players I know. I'm gonna go Anderson.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is incorrect. Over to Mikey now for the steal. Pad some stats, get himself ready for Dom. Mikey,
no way.
During the 2020 Wild Card Series, the White Sox hit 3 home runs in Game 1. Adam Engel, Jose Abreu, and which player off Joaquim Soria in the 8th inning? 30 seconds.
When you started reading the question, I was thinking Abreu because that's such a lock answer for White Sox home run in that time, but I know that's why you gave us that one. All right, I'm going with Yasmani Grandal.
That is correct. Mikey,
no way.
With another White Sox question on the board, gets him to 8 points.
That was such a random guess out of my butt. Just, oh my God.
8-2 now. Over to Mikey. Last question of the day. In 2020, the Cubs played the Miami Marlins in the Wild Card Series. The Cubs only managed to score 1 run across 2 games. Who had the only RBI in that series for the Cubs?
I don't know it, but I'm just laughing at that series. The announcers were Chipper Jones and Boog, which was an omen of what was to come for Marquee Sports Network. The only RBI. Sure as hell wasn't Rizzo, Bryant, or Baez. They kept showing that damn graphic on the screen that was like, these guys are, whatever percentage is $187 since the winning the World Series in the playoffs. All right, I'm beating around the bush. I got to make an educated guess. In the 2020 against the Marlins.
30 seconds remaining.
Wilson. I know it's a niche answer than that, but I'm going to go Wilson.
That is incorrect. Over to Liam now, trying to steal his 2020 Wild Card Series question. In 2020, the Cubs played the Marlins in the Wild Card Series. The Cubs only managed to score 1 run across 2 games. Who managed to have the only RBI for the Cubs in that series? Liam, 30 seconds on the clock.
The only RBI for the Cubs. I remember watching that series.
Terrible series. I muted it by the end of it.
Yeah.
Can't stand Chipper Jones.
It wasn't. You said it wasn't. You knew it wasn't Baez. Yeah, it wasn't Baez, Brenner. Yeah. Was it Contreras?
I'm not gonna let that. He just said Wilson Contreras. So.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I'll give you another. I'll give you one more answer. I'll give you one more answer. Just give me an answer. The time's up. So.
Okay. I'll go. Who's an out? Hayward.
That was my second guess.
That is incorrect. I was gonna put how he scored the RBI, but I feel like that would be a giveaway for you, Mikey.
A pinch runner or something?
No, Ian Happ put up a solo shot that put the Cubs up 1-0, and they didn't score another run.
So if you would have said solo shot, I would have been like, oh, Happer.
Yeah, I don't know
if
that
so
would have
common. No, I don't think it would have, but it is pretty common for him.
Well, that is the ball game. Mikey with an 8-2 win over Liam Lyons. He's going to go on to face Dom Amidio, who, as I said, is the encyclopedia of White Sox knowledge and just in general Chicago sports trivia knowledge. I'll start with you, Liam. What's your thoughts? Any thoughts after that performance?
The lights were too bright. No, but I just didn't bring my A game today. I apologize to all Sox fans. I should know more about the Sox, especially those trades. But hey, it was fun. Mikey, I wish you the best of luck because I did watch that last episode, and as you said, this guy's an encyclopedia. So, here, I'll break out my prime glasses for you to give you some luck. But, I mean, I think you got it. But thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. It was fun.
Mikey.
I want Liam to pull a Durant and come join me to face Dom. I think together we could beat him. If we wear our glasses, we call ourselves the Blues Brothers, a Chicago name team, and I think we could probably beat him collectively. We can cover collectively. Like, what's the line? Like within 3 points or something?
It's got to be pretty big.
We'll see.
I mean, that brings up a great point, though. A lot of people are asking to join, and maybe going forward we might do some more teamwork stuff, but we're just ultimately going to have to see what happens. But Mikey, 8 points, stole a couple of White Sox questions, which could be huge if Dom decides to miss any.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts after the match?
I was disappointed with my Cubs performance today. I only knew Wellington Castillo because of my Cubs efforts, though, so that's fair. Kudos to Liam. Fun game. Surprised myself with some of the White Sox stuff. Got lucky on some of the Blackhawks stuff, and I'm looking forward to the next round against Dom. I think I'm probably plus 2.5, and we'll see if we can shock the world.
You're keeping up with the bracket. As we said, Mikey will go on to face Dom. This is obviously airing on Friday. Next week, Monday and Friday, once again, starting off on Monday will be Nick Kane and Tony Martin, a.k.a. Slater. And long story behind that name. And then on Friday, it is Big John against Nick Alonso. That one.
Oh, that's a heavyweight fight. That's the title card. That
will surely be a great one. And that's the other side of the bracket. So, Mikey, we'll see you next Monday against Dom. Surely to be a really great matchup. But once again, I appreciate you all for listening. I appreciate you guys for playing along with us. Once again, this was the Crosstown Trivia Classic. Mikey takes over Liam Lyons 8-2. That is your final score. And we will see you Monday. Go Cubs.